You wake up, and before your feet touch the floor, your first battle begins, not with the world, but with your own mind. No one can see it, but you feel it. The storm of old thoughts, regrets, doubts, and fears trying to pull you back into weakness. You wear a calm face, but inside, there's noise. Endless, restless noise. Most people never admit this war exists. They hide it behind smiles, distractions, and empty motivation. But you can't hide from your own thoughts. You can only face them, because until you master what goes on inside your head, you will always be a slave to circumstances. The Stoics warned us, it is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Your mind is the battlefield. Your thoughts are your weapons. And if you don't learn to control them, they will control you. The first act of strength isn't lifting weights or waking up early. It's catching your mind in the act. Watch it when it lies to you. Notice how it tells stories. You're not ready. You're too late. You'll fail again. Those aren't truths. They're habits. Mental reflexes built from fear. The Stoics called awareness the beginning of mastery. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who sees them. When you learn to observe your thoughts without reacting, you break the illusion. Modern psychology calls this cognitive separation. Marcus Aurelius called it clarity. It's the moment you realize, I am having the thought that I am weak, not I am weak. One word, having, is the difference between freedom and slavery. From now on, watch your thoughts like a general studies his soldiers. The moment you see a weak one rise, command it to stand down. Most people lose the battle long before it begins, not because life defeats them, but because they never question what they think. A toxic thought repeated becomes a belief, and beliefs become behavior. You can't build a strong life on a weak foundation. Every complaint, every comparison, every mental replay of the past is poison leaking into your system. You start to confuse comfort with peace, distraction with rest, and self-doubt with humility. The mind becomes a cage built from your own words. The Stoics understood this clearly. What you allow to occupy your mind will eventually shape your reality. Your thoughts either sharpen you or soften you. They either train your discipline or feed your decay. So ask yourself right now, who is in control? You or your thinking? The first step to strength is cutting off the mental noise that weakens your focus. You cannot build mental strength while carrying the garbage of yesterday. Every grudge, every regret, every what-if clings to your energy like a chain. You say you want peace, yet you keep reopening wounds that should have been left to heal. The Stoics called this voluntary suffering, the pain we choose by refusing to let go. Seneca warned, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Modern psychology agrees. The mind repeats pain because it's addicted to control. But control doesn't come from holding on. It comes from release. You can't climb if your hands are full of old memories. So, today, let the mind detox. Forgive what cannot be undone. Release those who no longer belong in your narrative. You don't forgive because they deserve it. You forgive because your mind deserves freedom. Every breath you take is a reset button. Use it. Emotion is not your enemy. Lack of control is anger, fear, envy, anxiety. They're signals, not commands. The weak obey them. The disciplined observe them. The Stoics train themselves daily to feel everything, yet remain ruled by nothing. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal, and loss, yet wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. That's the code of strength, mastery through awareness, not reaction. When rage rises, don't explode, breathe. When fear whispers, don't run, listen. When doubt speaks, don't kneel, question it. You can't stop the storm, but you can stand still within it. That stillness is your advantage. Emotional control is not about being cold. It's about being unshakable. Let the world scream, you stay centered. That's how warriors think. That's how peace is built. Not through escape, but through self-command. Your mind was not designed to carry endless noise. Yet every day you overload it, scrolling, reacting, comparing, thinking about 1,000 things that don't matter. You call it staying informed, but in truth, it's mental pollution. The Stoics guarded their attention like warriors guarded their gates, because they knew what enters the mind shapes the soul. Every useless thought drains your willpower. Every pointless argument steals your focus. A mind constantly reacting is a mind that can't create. So cut the noise. Simplify. Focus on what moves you forward. You don't need to know everyone's opinion. You need to know your next step. Clarity is not found by adding more. but by removing what clouds your vision. Discipline isn't just doing more, it's doing less of what weakens you. A strong mind doesn't chase everything, it chooses. There's a voice inside you that attacks when you're tired, doubts you when you're close to progress, and mocks you when you dream bigger. It says, you're not enough. You're too late. You'll never make it. That voice isn't truth. It's conditioning, a collection of fears, comparisons, and failures replaying in disguise. The Stoics called it fantasia, false impressions mistaken for reality. Modern psychology calls it the inner critic. But here's the truth. You're not obligated to believe everything you think. When that voice rises, don't argue, observe. Ask, does this thought make me stronger? If not, it dies right there. The inner critic feeds on your reaction. Starve it with silence. Remember what Epictetus taught. It's not what happens to you, but how you respond that matters. Your strength begins the moment you stop negotiating with weakness. Attachment is the hidden chain that keeps most minds enslaved. You cling to outcomes, people, and opinions, and wonder why peace never lasts. Detachment doesn't mean apathy, it means clarity. It's the art of caring deeply without being owned by what you care about. The Stoics practiced this daily. They reminded themselves, you can lose everything but never yourself. Modern psychology echoes it. Detachment is emotional balance, the ability to act with intention, not desperation. When you stop clinging, you stop bleeding energy. You stop chasing validation and start cultivating direction. You become calm in chaos because nothing external can shake what's built from within. This is not indifference, it's power. You can love and still let go. You can strive and still stay centered. That's the essence of freedom, to move through the world untouched by its storms. The present moment is where power lives, yet most people never arrive there. Their minds are split, half trapped in yesterday's mistakes, half lost in tomorrow's fears. No wonder they feel weak. The Stoics knew this truth well. Man is not disturbed by things, but by his view of them. When you return to the present, you return to control. Anxiety fades because the future hasn't happened. Regret dissolves because the past can't be changed. What remains is pure focus, the mind of a warrior, anchored and alive. Every breath is a command to return here. Now, look around. This moment is your training ground. Every action you take here builds the discipline that shapes your destiny. The future isn't waiting for you. It's being built through your focus in this instant. Nothing else exists. Only now, only strength. Stillness is not luxury. It's survival. A distracted mind burns energy faster than a starving body. You keep chasing motivation, but what you really need is silence. Stillness is the sharpening stone of discipline. It's where your emotions settle, your focus resets, and your mind remembers who's in charge. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet wrote, "Nowhere can man find peace more untroubled than within his own soul." He understood something most people never do. Chaos is constant, calm is created. So each day, sit in silence, 10 minutes, no phone, no music, no noise. Let your mind detox. It will resist, jump, wander, let it. Stillness is not about control, it's about clarity. Like muddy water that clears when untouched, your thoughts will begin to settle. The stronger your silence, the sharper your decisions. That's how leaders think. Calm before conquest. Strength isn't built in noise, it's forged in restraint. Every time you choose focus over distraction, discipline over impulse, you rebuild your mind. The Stoics called this the training of the soul, a daily repetition of self-command. You're not supposed to feel ready, you're supposed to act anyway. Each moment you endure discomfort without complaint. You rewire your brain toward mastery. This is how mental muscles form, not through ease, but through resistance. The modern world worships comfort. Stoicism worships control. You don't need inspiration, you need repetition. The mind adapts to what it's exposed to. Feed it order, and it becomes organized. Feed it chaos, and it becomes scattered. So every morning, recommit, focus first, comfort last. You're not trying to escape weakness, you're teaching it to obey. This is how warriors rise, by rebuilding the mind brick by disciplined brick. Focus is the new rarity. Everyone wants peace, yet few are willing to cut away what destroys it. You can't build a strong mind in clutter, mental or physical. The Stoics mastered simplicity not for aesthetics, but for precision. Epictetus taught, if you wish to improve, be content to appear foolish in useless things. Translation, stop chasing what doesn't matter. Simplify your goals. your habits, your thoughts. Attention is your most valuable currency. Spend it like a Spartan. Every notification, every argument, every scroll demands your life in small payments. Stop paying. Focus on what moves the mission forward. One task, one goal, one moment. Discipline is subtraction. The fewer distractions you entertain, the more powerful you become. Simplicity sharpens the edge of your purpose. When you own your focus, you own your fate. Everything else is noise. The difference between the weak and the disciplined is reaction. The weak react to everything: opinions, emotions, outcomes. The disciplined act with intention. Every reaction is a surrender of power. Every pause is a reclaiming of it. The Stoics didn't suppress emotion. They mastered it. When insulted, they didn't fight. They observed. When challenged, they didn't panic. They calculated. Reaction belongs to the past. Command belongs to the present. You were not built to be a puppet pulled by circumstance. You were built to command yourself. The next time anger rises, stop. The next time fear whispers, breathe. Between impulse and action lies your strength. That pause, that still moment before response, is where transformation happens. The modern warrior doesn't seek control over others, but over himself. The man who commands his reactions commands his entire reality. The greatest victory is not conquering the world, it's conquering yourself. When your mind obeys you, when your emotions serve your mission, when your focus becomes unbreakable, you've already won. That is the essence of Stoicism. Silent strength. Not loud. Not dramatic. Disciplined. You stop chasing validation. You stop fearing loss. You stop begging life to be easier. Instead, you become harder to break. Marcus Aurelius called it the inner citadel, the fortress of calm built inside your soul. Within that fortress burns a quiet fire, the Stoic fire. It doesn't shout, it endures. It's the fire that keeps you moving when motivation dies, that keeps you calm when the world collapses. So, when your thoughts grow loud, return to silence. When you feel lost, return to discipline. You don't need more comfort, you need command. The fire is already inside you. Feed it. Before you leave this video, take one moment to breathe and remember this. Change doesn't begin with motivation. It begins with a decision to stop being a passenger in your own mind and start taking the wheel. The world will not wait for your readiness. Life moves with or without your permission. So today, choose discipline over delay. Choose awareness over distraction. Choose command over comfort. You already have the strength inside you. It's been waiting for your attention. Let this be the day you stop running from yourself and start mastering yourself. I want to hear your thoughts. Share in the comments what part of this message hit you the most, or what battle you're ready to face differently from today forward. If this video spoke to you, leave a like to support the message. Subscribe to the channel for more Stoic guidance, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Thank you for listening. This is Stoic Power Lab, where warriors of the mind are forged in silence.